All right, ready? So, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From Boys to Men, the podcast discussion, talk, fun time we have with one another, just talking about whatever and everything. Well, today we've got the tender one, aka Jeffrey, being the question today. But let's introduce everyone, of course. First, we've got Craig, aka Craig, Jeffrey, the one of the questions, aka the tender. Got Mac Beats, and lastly, we've got Michelle, aka T, and myself, the host. But as I said, Jeffrey, let's go with questions. Let's see what we're going to say.
This one actually came up with it today. I don't know if our answers are going to be biased, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Go for it.
Is it a man's fault for cheating?
What do we think?
Wait, I said, I was
Nah, general question.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it.
Is it a man's fault for cheating?
No.
As funny as it might sound, yeah, you just gotta deep it. Obviously, a lot of people will say yes, but you just gotta deep the question.
Huh?
I think you could.
Here to answer. What's going on?
Wait.
I'm contemplating.
Is it a man's fault for cheating?
What? Wait, repeat the question real quick.
That's the question.
Is it a man's fault for cheating?
Yeah.
What? If the girl cheats on him?
No.
He's the one to do something. I think.
So if I cheat on my girl, is it my fault I've cheated?
Yeah.
Is your fault
No. You see, you're thinking of it without actually deeping it.
No, I'm thinking. How do you want me to deep it?
In the sense of a lot of people, like I said, a lot of men are not satisfied in a relationship, but it's their loyalty that keeps them going. So if they keep getting deceived or attracted at other certain females, and say their female's not, I don't know, it's gonna sound bad, but no longer adding them values to a man they're gonna lose that satisfaction that they had before. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll skip the question.
No. Let's talk about it because
now we'll come back to it.
Okay.
So niggas, we have any more questions in. I've got my bias.
Right, so these are my actual questions. The first one is it important to have a father figure when growing up?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
How about could a female?
You can't just start with 100%. Obviously, I know that's what.
Let me go.
All right, say no.
So look at this way now. Me personally, this is what I think. I think a mother, when it comes to bringing up a kid from the day they are born to at least when they leave the house, whatever, I feel like she's probably the most important key that the child needs, right? And then the father will just have to come through and then add their 2 cents as well. You just come through and you know, because a mother can be very they can be overprotective. They can be so loving that they can cloud the kid's mind, thinking that the world is like, loving and what's cuddly and soft. That's when the father comes. So the father will then come in and they'll be like, "Yo, I get it. Your mom treats you like this, but when you leave this house, this is what's gonna happen to you. You get me?" But in terms of who's gonna understand, let's say when the child is going through like emotional or something going on, the mother's most likely to catch that than the father is gonna do it. Unless the father's like always being aware and always paying attention. if he's not always caught up about his business and how's the family going, the bills and stuff, you might be able to catch it. But in terms of like catching emotions, catching something's going on, how to truly understand.
My thing on got better much.
I was gonna say,
Hey,
so
can you hear me?
what? Yeah.
Jerry, what you want to say?
There we go. I was gonna say, what do we feel as if the father figure provides in the family? As Craig said, the mother's more caring.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Before Craig starts, I wanted to say that try put yourself in a different position. So if you're born with a father figure, then try put yourself in a position with just you and your mother. Or if you're born in a mother figure with your mother, then try to put yourself in a position with a father. And I know the stereotypes are what make us put our fathers or put a man in that category of being the provider and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's hundreds of situations where it's most of the time a son or a child needs his mother more than a father. If you're looking at long term, I think if you're looking at long term, I think the son needs their mother more than their father.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
So is there no purpose of a man?
No, whoa.
See that's not that.
That's what we're all to be saying. That's what we're all to be
Nah,
saying.
no, wait. To be
this
fair,
guy.
I think he's onto something. He's onto something. Remember the statements from like if we look at the originality, or let's say not really like originality, we can look at just how life was back in the day, in the sense that there was the father, the mums, and then the children, and the mum stayed at home taking care of the children and the house and blah blah, all that kind of stuff, and the dad went outside to work, get the pee. When you think of it like that, or think of that hierarchy, it's like the father is really only there to get that sperm into the to start the revolution. But after that, it's all up to the mums in terms of bringing up the child or taking care of the child. The dad is there to like make the process for the mums easier to make. Like it's easier to take care of someone when there's two people there. So the dad is one that's focusing on bringing the funds, bringing in the money to take care of the child. And then the mum's the one now actually physically taking care of the child. And like, it makes sense in that sense, right? But in a lot of psychology situation, the child's first attachment is with its mother or whoever the primary attachment figure is. So like the main figure, the main person the baby is with, that's the person that the baby's first attachment is with. So the baby can only has one strong attachment in the first 3 months of the baby's life. You only have one prime attachment. And that's why that's why you understand, your children are so connected to their mums, because that's their first attachment since day one. And then the dad then comes in later on once the baby's, memory, cognitive, whatever, starts to develop. But I don't know. It's you can say it's a simple answer, because it's like you can say the father's appearance only has to be short term, and then the baby would only need the mum's side of the care. So it's like the child needs the mum first to bring it up, grow it up, whatever, take care of it. And then there's a certain point, let's say age 5 to 6, and maybe 5 to like 12, right? The dad needs to be in the child's life for them to start developing, especially if it's a boy, to start developing the the manly features and the manly mentality and blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. But then after that, the child doesn't actually need the dad no more because he's already learned what he needs to know, and the baby will just start to the child will start to develop over time and learn his own experiences, whatever, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the mum is always going to be the one he needs, regardless. Just because the mum knows how to care, knows how to nurture, all that kind of stuff that's natural to a woman. So, yeah, it's an interesting question. Yeah, I'd say you need them in the sense that as a son or as a man, as a boy, whatever, you want to develop that side of being a man. Your mum can't show you what it is like to be a man. You know what I'm saying? But it all then comes down to who is around you. You know, who do you allow to feed off?
Can I say something? That point you just said allows you to like have the steps to become the man. I think in some situations, for people that are born without a father figure, some like boys, they then go out to actually achieving more. I'm not saying everyone, but some other people, they go out to achieving more because they don't want to see their mum work or because they want to step forward. But then if you look at someone with a father figure, some boys will be lazy because they're like, oh, my dad's there. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to get. I'm not saying it's everyone because it's different. But I'm saying I think that could be an outcome as well.
Mm-hmm. Like
it's two ways. Yeah, it's a two-way thing because the child.
Let Joe speak first, man. Let Joe speak.
Then Dr. P. Zaga.
He hasn't answered.
He was about to. Gary, what were you gonna say? This nigga wasn't gonna say that.
I was just gonna say, it can give motivation to be active, do something, make a change, be that change within your family, your life. To say, oh yeah, if I didn't have a father figure, let me be that father figure for my next kids, and then them kids show them that that's how it should be. And it's yeah, but yeah, it's a strange thing because it's having two parents. I can only imagine it's something that takes up nearly 80% of your life. You're with your mother and your father for nearly the whole of your life because they're your parents. And for one to be absent, it really takes away from it could take away from that child's full potential because they haven't experienced all that life has to give. That's like I said, and to tender. But having that lack of experience, you learn in other things, you develop in other ways, in maybe the way that wouldn't be possible if they were there. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, but overall, if you can manage to find yourself, find the man within you, or find the strong woman within you, without someone teaching you or someone guiding you, you've ultimately cultivated that role. And that's what I have to say.
I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, I don't know. Like a parent. I wouldn't say both parents are important for a child's development, but a figure is important. So it's like saying children that are adopted, or children that are orphans, like they get foster parents. Is that the way? Foster parents? I don't know. But like foster parents and like adopted children and stuff like that. Like, because they're not their parents biologically, we can't then say, oh, that child is not going to grow up to be proper. But the fact that there are figures of their parents, there's a figure of his mother, there's a figure of a father in that child's life, it's going to allow them to develop properly. So, okay, it's better to just say a figure in a child's life will allow them to develop, especially a good figure. There are bad figures out there, and there are good figures. So, depending, I think it always comes down to, I don't know, it's crazy because it always comes down to the child at the end of the day. Like, your parents can be the most amazing parents or the most amazing guardians, whatever, and you still come out like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? You still come out dead, fuck that. Or your parents could be trash, abuse you all the time, and because you don't like that abuse so much, you're gonna do so much to uplift your life. So there's really so many outcomes, but I think genuinely having that figure in your life is always going to be beneficial. But to say, do we really need a dad? It's almost like saying, do we really need a mum? To someone, a dad is more important than a mum, and then to someone else, the mum is more important than the dad. So it's always just going to depend on the person who's there, like really and truly, and it's always going to differ. It's not always going to be the same result that comes out. Even if I don't have no parents, I'll still be the best person possible. I'll develop to be the best person because I didn't have parents. Or if I do have both parents, I can be the shittest person ever because I did have both my parents. So you could never say, because I had both my parents, I came out like this, or because I had one, I came out like this. You can never do that because it always then comes down on the child.
I'm gonna say something, but I don't know if it's gonna make a point, but something to do with nature, right? Nature, one. It's like so like when kids are born, instantly by nature, it's like the daughter will be more fascinated by the father, and then the son more fascinated by the mom. So, like I was reading this story, right? So this girl, she had like a dad who was rich, hardworking. His mindset was mad. He was intelligent, and she literally observed him all the time, and she picked up his way of doing things, right? His character. She literally had that masculinity in him. Like she was like a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much mindset wise, she was like a guy. Everything was just like guy mindset. Like she was tough. You know, she wasn't so easily moved, right? And she became overly masculine. Right? She didn't have that feminine vibe to her. She lost it because the mother was not there. So she became so like hard and cold and extremely intelligent. She was able to do amazing things. Like she literally took over dad's business and she made it even better, right? And everything. But when it comes to like love and connecting with like finding the actual husband, she kept flopping, right? Like everything just kept like she would compare every guy she dates with her dad. You get me? So she'd be like, "Oh, he's too soft." My dad was so hard. The dad was like the biggest example that she's ever seen of a guy, and she expects that kind of same personality, character, intelligence from every guy. So every guy she dates, if he doesn't act like the dad, she literally looks down on him, right? And then so my point is, it's like I feel like it's really important to have both because you don't want your kid to be overly masculine. Then you don't want your son to be overly feminine, like too soft and too, and it might motivate them to like, work hard and no see their mom, having to be the one to be working so hard when the father's not around. But they might when they finally get a chance to learn about masculinity, they can overdo it. And it might end up actually ruining them instead of benefiting them as a guy to then combine both the masculine and the feminine side, because they'll be like, okay, what I need to drop the feminine part. And they take all the masculine and then they become so rough. They become so hard-headed and everything. And same thing with the girls. So I feel like it's good to just have them both, because you can pick. You can have like a combination of the feminine, the love inside. Then you have the combination of, you have the masculinity in you. You get me? But yeah, that's my point. I understand. I don't know if that answers
Just
the question.
another point, like real quick, like what you said about those are just theories that they're not proven yet, but those are theories
No, but
about.
it's nature though. It's not just theory. Like, it's literally nature.
No, it's a theory, bro. It's not like it hasn't been proven to why it is that like that. But that's how I'm saying it's a theory, because whether it's true or not, we don't know exactly where it's coming from or exactly if it's true or not. Because sometimes there are, like I said, results, they don't always come out the same. So it's not always consistent in understanding. Oh, is it actually like that or is it not? But I
No,
understand
but
what you're
it's not
saying.
gonna be like that for everyone. It's not gonna be like the girls over constantly. Every girl's fascinated by their dad, but like there's a huge chance of that happening because of just the nature of things in life and humans, pretty much. I think, but it's not like that with everyone, though.
Yeah.
Because we,
No, it's normal. It's normal. That's why a lot of
mm,
man them care so much about their mums so
yeah,
much, because in retrospect they actually call it. They say the son is actually in love with his mum,
mm,
and that's why he would do anything for his mum.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So everything you do, you're trying to be a better man for your mum.
yeah,
So like this is how like this in psychology, this is what they say. They say that, okay, as a guy, you'd look at your dad, like, okay, my dad's like this, is like that, is like that, is like that. That's why my mum likes him. So you start to steal your dad's habits and your dad's
mm,
mentality, because that's what your mum likes. So mentally, that's what's going on, or consciously, unconsciously, that's what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Then now now you're learning. Oh, okay, cool. Done. And until you're at the point where you can now kind of versus your dad. Like, I can take you now. You know what I'm saying?
as mom is
That's
man.
how it is. And it's the same for girls. Same thing for girls.
Yeah,
They'll look at their mums and they'll be like, okay, my mum likes this because my dad, okay, so I have to be like that so my dad likes me.
yeah, it's like a
And then
competition thing.
What's his
that's
name?
how it is. But no, what I wanted to say, the last thing, you know how I was saying it doesn't really matter whether or not you had parents or whether or not you had a figure or not. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the child. Who are you with majority of the time of your life besides your parents?
I don't know, couple friends. It could be brother. If you have a brother, you probably have like a sibling that you probably be with most of the time. But if you
Exactly.
don't
No,
have a brother,
let's think about it. Your parents, okay, cool. On a normal school day, right? You come home, okay, let's say 6 a.m., 7 a.m., getting ready to go to school, 8 a.m., you're in school. You come back home 4 p.m. Come back, probably see your mom and dad. Hey, how you doing? Go back to your room. Probably come down, see your parents again before you eat. Go back to your room. Tomorrow again, you're back in school. 8-9 hours with your friends, people around you, so much environmental situations, people teaching you, okay, this and that. Most of you man don't know about beating. You don't know about like things because of your parents. You know, because of school, your boys, your friends, the environment you're in. Not because of your parents. Most of you didn't ask your parents about anything to do with like beating, anything. Like who here asked his mom about condoms? Don't lie.
my brother.
Saying?
He's your brother.
Anyway, there's that rare, not even rare. It just always depends on how close you are with your parents as well. But for the most time, majority of children, they don't bring up stuff like that at home because it's a bit like nah. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, like why I keep saying it's always down to the child. It's
I mean, it's pretty much
I wouldn't say it's
like
down to the
this.
child. It's essentially down to whoever that child's with the most.
It's pretty much like this, isn't it?
Huh?
It's pretty much like this. Like at the end of the day, everyone would have to take responsibility for the things or that consume. Because whatever you consume, you become. Right? Because anything goes into your head. Anything, no matter how you try, it just goes in there. It just goes in there. So it's like, what do you decide to keep and what kind of? So you become responsible. You have to literally become responsible. Like you cannot blame your surroundings. You cannot blame your foster parents, or you can blame your mom because your dad was not there. You cannot blame any of that. You just have to be responsible enough to just, okay, I'm at the age that I can learn, get more knowledge. Then you just take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, you cannot think for yourself.
Mm.
You know what's right or wrong.
Because you can't be a bitch just blaming everyone. That's not gonna do nothing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Amazing. I saw your question. That was a good one. Then that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, question 2.
I'm just looking.
Como na moto. What time is it?
Yeah, where's that little picture was popping up from? Don't basketball at all.
I don't know if this question was asked actually. I don't know, but if it was, then we'll just move on to the next. Has communication? This is another one. You got to think around. You can't just think for the straightforward answer. Has communication gotten better or worse?
I think no. I don't know. Well, I believe.
If you want an example, then
I
not
think
an
it's
example, like a little explanation of where I got that question from.
just
Yeah.
you.
I can see.
Okay, hold on. Go on, Jerry. Go on.
I believe communication has gone better the way we're able to communicate, but the value of it is gone to shit because we send abbreviations to one another. We don't even say full proper sentences. We don't talk real English. We're using slang. So, like, so yeah, communication has the accessibility of it has gone up, but the value, the worth when you say to someone, "Oh, I'm sorry," or "Oh, I love you," or that's not meaning no more. As we said, we talked about this actually. I think you know what I'm saying. That's
Basically,
I'm
what
gonna say this too. And like what you just said, didn't it? Absolutely correct. And I also say even though we now, we can communicate for hours,
yeah.
but people they're not really able now to really communicate in a way that they can truly grasp what the other person is saying, because everyone with phones, digitals, your phone is ringing, ping, ping, ping. You're talking to someone, you're on your phone, so no one is really paying attention. They're not being aware of, no one is paying attention to like your tone when you speak, right? Not anymore. Like no one does that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then no one's paying attention to your body language. Like when you go on a date, niggas will come home and they'll be like, "Oh, she didn't like me," but you wasn't paying yourself to yourself first of all. How was your body language? Were you truly, focus
right
on
mindset.
the
Even there,
were you even there, or were you just on your phone?
You're just
were you
saying
even
that.
paying attention to this girl? Were you looking in the eyes? Were you like properly observing far more than what she's saying? She's, because when you're talking to someone, they might not be so direct, or they might say something but they mean something else, and that's your job to find what the fuck they mean, because it's by talking in the body language, it's in the tone, it's in the eyes. How they feel, how's the energy around you. Because when you say with someone, you're like in this little bubble between the two of you as a group. So you have to pay attention to all this thing. But I feel like no one nowadays does that. But we talk too much. We talk. Everyone has something to say. Everyone is like, I know more than you. I know this. I know that. I do this. I do that. Listen to me. I have this little business. I have this little thing. It's like everyone's waiting to just give their own, images of themselves, but no one's really willing enough to listen to someone else speak. They're not paying attention to that.
I think that's the that's the important thing to think about. The fact that communication has got worse. Yeah, it may seem like it's got better because we've got social media, all this, I don't know. But it's got worse because everyone wants attention to say something.
And
so it's not
validation
like
too.
it's not like I'm there for you. I'm there for you so then I can explain myself, so I can talk about me. You know what I'm saying? So like
validate my points and perspectives, innit?
yeah. So it's almost the world has okay, so the outside, the external look, I was like, oh wow, the world can now talk to everyone. You can now FaceTime. You can now do that. You can do this. Oh my god, amazing! But really and truly, everyone's really selfish. Everyone's really just okay. I want to say this. I want to do this. I want them to understand this. I want. It's all about I. It's never. There's never really that. Oh, what's happening in your life? Over one, and then actually listen. It's very rare. It's very rare now because you sit there and actually listen. But okay, what do you say? Okay.
Rah. That's lit. That's lit. But guess what? I opened a business. Fuck.
There's a lot of hear my news, hear my story. That's what the world is into right now. It's not even about communication. It's about kind of boasting in a way. It's boasting in a unboastful way. I'm showing off without showing off.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm trying to flex.
It's become so natural that we can't even personally even tell that we're boasting. You get me? Like it just becomes so natural to just go and just talk about yourself.
Because it's now the normal way of living, the normal way
the
of
whole
doing
hour. And on top of that, I also want to say like because of like phones, like even though we can FaceTime more there, we can text, but there's one most important key that I feel like is missing, and that's the emotional connection. You know, because when you're texting someone, bro, it's like reading a book. You just text something and then they read it, they go, they text something back. Right on the phone here, you're seeing each other, you're smiling, you smile when they smile. If you say a joke here, when the first time and they laugh, you'll be like, that was funny. At least they laughed. Right, whatever. But there's that true emotional connection is missing. And that also goes into real life as well. Because when you go on a date or you meet your friends or you talk, you're mostly just focused on, what's going on with yourself. The emotional part is not there. No one is really like. If I come and start talking about my deep shit that's going on, everyone's be like, "Yo, bro, that's fucked up." But no one is an answer how the fuck they're gonna help you. This is that's fucked up. You know what? That's something happened to me. Like, okay, nigga, I didn't come here for you. You get me? But yeah, man.
No, like, all right, my last point, what you just said was, that was lit. Like, you mentioned, Kuchi, crap. Emotional, yes. That's such a powerful thing. Like, I think I actually had at one time, it's one time, a couple of times I've seen really, really peak messages. Like, someone was really in a bad situation. But the person on the receiving end is like, oh, that's peak.
It's dead. Don't say nothing.
So this is what I'm just trying to differentiate, because communication now, we talk about social media and stuff like that. That's the communication we're talking about right now, isn't it? And the communication.
We're talking about both. We're mixing both. Like
no, but the thing is, but what's majority?
Yeah, social media and phones, pretty much.
But the communication we're comparing it to is physical communication, like the talk, the physical, the human connection we used to have before phones came out. So comparing it to that, right, it's fucked, because I could send someone a message of like, bro, I'm struggling bad. I just lost my car. My car be like, that's peak, shit. Sorry, man. No, they'll be like, sorry, man. There'll be no emotion with it.
No emotion ever.
Sorry, man. I'm about to text. That's it. But if I came to you in person, and then you see my body language, you're hearing my voice, you're hearing me like my voice timbering, like, bro, crap, man, I'm struggling, man, for real, man, shit. And my voice is like cracking, and like my body language is crumbling. Then you're touched, bro. Crap.
True. Very true.
The fuck? Bro, what can I do to help? You have, because on how many times do we see so many peak messages, so many peak news on our digital phones? But it's like, wow, is that what's happening in this world? Mad. What do my phone? Then you turn it off. That's it. That's just the world we're living in. You know what I'm saying? But watch you in that situation. Watch you talking to the person in that situation. You'll be like, oh crap. Digital connection has no emotion. That's why it's digital. There's emotional connection. And digital connection has nothing to do with emotions. Computers don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Computers don't care about how you feel because they don't have feelings. So if we're now eliminating human connection using digital connection, because that's what we're missing out on. We're removing that human connection with digital. So now imagine all the things you're actually missing out on. So that's why social media is not healthy. It's all digital stuff. Everything's happening digitally. I'm saying this digitally. I'm taking pics about this digitally. Everything's digital. So it's like there is actual meaning. There's no connection. There's no realness in this. And I think that fakeness in the connection in social media and all these connections is what's causing people to be where they're at in terms of mentally. So it's fucked.
And on top of that,
say.
on top of that, like I've also realized, when it comes to approaching girls in person, that has dropped. Like if you look at it, even when a guy does approach a girl from they're boiling. You know what I'm saying? Their legs are shaking from blah, 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 blah. You know, the eyes they're bugging around. And it's like, because with girls, there's always like this, I don't know, like there was like some emotional shit, fam. There's always some emotional connection that you have to do if you want to get to them. But most times when the guys approach, we're mostly thinking about one thing only, bunda. You know, you're already dreaming about how you're gonna bend her over and clap them chicks. You know what I'm saying? You're already thinking about how she's gonna give you ox. So you're approaching, you don't concerned about the emotions. You're not concerned about really connecting, but you're like, you wanna give me neck. You wanna come to me and give me neck. And it's like with the whole social media thing too, it's like it just fucked the whole thing up, man. Because I now find it easy just approach a girl than what I did when I was on social fam. Because I'm on social media, I'm saying bunda, I'm like, whoever I'm approaching, I need to see bunda. That's my mindset. Like whoever I'm approaching, I want to see bunda. You know, it's like, but now I'm like, I'm not concerned about anything. I can just approach and talk to you as a person, just vibe with it, and now just go. You know, and it's easy, it's flawless. It's just I don't know, man. I don't have an agenda to it, so it's like it's fucking us up. You know, slowly, but it's fucking us up.
What I wanted to say, there's like, it's a little saying I have, right. I used to say it for music. Basically, some people, they just listen to music. They don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even can tell the difference there. So, obviously, Ozzy, Tanaka, and Mac, like they make music, so they obviously understand that. Because when these niggas are listening to music, they'll be listening to like all the instruments and shit. But then someone will just be listening like, oh, the tune is hard. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's a thing about this generation, especially towards music. Like my point is about music. Like you have a lot of artists that are making music for you to hear it, not just to listen to it. But then it seems as if music is only becoming popular and music is only becoming platinum and, you know, selling loads because people are just listening to it. Like Roddy Ricch, like the song The Box, right? He's right. That song is all about him when he was like pen. Like the box is basically referring to the prison cell, innit? But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's lack of communication. That's lack of understanding everything. You know what I'm saying? So with people, like I could be sitting here playing Xbox. Obviously, I am hearing what you guys are saying, but I could be sitting here playing Xbox and just listening to what you're saying. For me, I'm just hearing words. I'm not actually hearing. I'm just listening to what you're saying. I'm not actually hearing the conversation. I'm not taking in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what people are starting to lack now. That's what people are starting to lack. And obviously, in person, it's different. On social media, it's just text. That's why we got emojis. Like you use emojis and you can show someone like your facial expression or how you're feeling, whatever. Obviously, most of the time, or you just send a voice note, and obviously that your tone is what people would read. But I think in person, it's different in the sense of obviously Craig was saying body language, everything like eye contact, posture, stuff like that. People are lacking to look at it.
Nope.
Because a guy could go and speak to people. This is how some people even notice fake friends. They would approach you and start talking to you, yeah. But then the guy will be standing like, you can just look at someone and you can tell that then they're not a good friend. They're onto something. You can just see by their attitude, stuff like that. But people will just go speak to him. Oh yeah, we're going to that party tomorrow, blah blah blah. The next thing you're being set up. But if you're really analyzing the person, analyzing your situation, and you're actually taking in what you're hearing or what you're seeing, it could really impact you in a big way. But in terms of 2020 going forward, in terms of this generation, a lot of people are just listening to each other. They're just looking at each other. They're not analyzing. They're not hearing. They're not understanding stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're just moving on with our day-to-day lives. I could tell you a problem today. Tomorrow you'll see me smiling. You'll forget about my problem. But I could still be experiencing that problem. Yeah.
It's true though, because that's exactly the same with all these Black Lives Matter situation. Like I remember I said it before when George Floyd died, and then everyone was on Black Lives Matter. It was amazing. I was like, oh wow, the movement was there. Like people moving, da da da. And I remember I can't remember what I told, but I was like, watch, give it a month or 2 months, it'll be dead. People will
Bro,
be back.
a lot of people even post on socials.
People will be back to normal. People will be back to living life as nothing happened. Just because that's the way people live. That's where people function.
Someone was posting saying, "Oh, don't let this Black Lives Matter movement just be a trend."
But it was.
Someone was saying, you're scrolling through Instagram now, you're seeing BLM, you're seeing black screens, you're seeing people paying respect, stuff like that. Give it a few weeks, it will just be back to the normal feed. Like someone was saying, just wait till another. Like Will Smith even said, I forgot the exact words. He said, if this had not been caught on camera, then the movement would not be that big. Or if it was not seen, then the movement would not be that big, because there's so many people dying. There are so many people dying. And people are witnessing it, people are seeing it, but they just ignore it. But people love following. People love false. I don't know how to say it, but false. But false news, or they just love following. People are becoming sheeps. You could also put that in this question as well, of lack of communication. People are turning.
And I also say like our attention is divided, fam. You know, people, like, you're talking to someone, they're focusing on that, they're thinking about the girl they're gonna be beating, they're thinking about the girl they just DM'd, and but they're not really there with you. Like, not anymore. Like, no one's ever like just in there and just being present. attention is everywhere, just divided, and just making everything shit. You know, you just give him points and it's like, yeah, talk, you're done. There's someone else talks. And none
You
of
know,
it.
yeah, you know what's crazy is like I don't even know if we're still even on the same topic, but the statement I was trying to make as well about how everything in life in our generation right now is just a trend. It's only give it a few months or just give it some time, it will die out, right? And my understanding of that reason of that happening is people want life to go back to normal, right?
Such
They
thing.
don't want to be hearing BLM, they don't want to be hearing COVID, they don't want to be hearing data. They just want normal life. You know what I'm saying? So right now, everyone's on that trend. Oh yeah, BLM. But once it's downing down, it's like, oh yeah, cool. Once it's now dead. Hey, no, I'm serious. Now it's dead. It's like, life is back to normal now. We can, it's cool. Yeah. Right now, do you even know how many black people have died? No. You know what I'm saying? You don't actually care about the people who have died. You just want the situation you just want life to go back to normal. And that's how the generation is. COVID, do you even know how many people have died from COVID? Nope. Do you even know like what's going on with the vaccines and that? Nope. All you really care about is I have to go back to normal. You just want to be able to go back out, no mask, chilling and doing whatever you want, no COVID. So the consequences or even the situation, the damage that COVID has done, you don't really care about that. You care about getting back to normal. That's what's more important. The people that have died, peak. I want normal.
That's
I want back to
crazy.
normal.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
as much as you want, as much as you think that's a joke, it's true. That's exactly
it's
how
true.
a
It's
lot of
true.
people, these people, I've many times I've experienced people talking about, when are they going to bring out these vaccines? I want life to go back to normal. They're not even thinking about the people that have died. They just want their lives. I want my life to get back to normal. That's it. Then I'll be happy. I want to go back on holiday. I want to go, but you're not even thinking about the consequences. So it goes back to this situation, the communication or whatever. How the generation is not only fucked, it's the most selfish generation we've been in. People think about themselves more than think about anyone else at all. Anyone. Oh, how am I going to get my business up? How am I going to get my money up? How am I going to do this? Okay, if I help that person, will they help me in my business? You hear that?
You don't think social media plays on this too?
Very big part. Very big part. It gives us that picture that everyone wants to see. Oh, rah, big house, big da da da. How can I get there? How can I get there? Or maybe if I help Jerry. Oh, Jerry, you know that business you got? Yeah, let me help you out. Yeah. Now I've already got a scheme. God already knows that I'm not even helping him. In Jerry's eyes, like, bro, Tanaka's so nice. He's helping me. Oh my god, he doesn't even know I'm plotting. Next month I come to Jerry. Oh, Jerry, remember that when I helped you? Can you do me a favor? Boom. See, it's all for me. It's all for me. And this is how the majority of people in our generation are moving. Once your family members there, hey, guess who's gonna be worrying now? Guess who's gonna be on that Insta saying mans. Shout out. Now you're on the front lead. Now you're the
And wear your mask.
Come. Before you were hearing it everywhere. What's my phone?
What this from God? I want the bunda tonight. When can you pull up? When can you pull up? When can you pull up? And so where can I come see
you? Wait. I think that's one of the things as well. When people hear someone they love is dead, their life change. For it again, that's another trend. Shit, I can keep going. Death is another
let's
trend.
do that.
Death is another trend.
Let's go to the question. Let's go to the question. Next question.
Shit.
This was a good
man,
one too. This was a good
going.
one too.
I could
That was a
keep
good one
going.
too.
I could keep going, bro. Shit.
This was beautiful too.
Everything's
Then
done
let's
out.
go next.
Crap.
I don't know. It could come across personal, but I don't know. If you could give someone one piece of advice, what would it be?
On what?
If you could give someone one piece of advice, what would it be?
Do it now.
But hold on. So in the notes it says, but you need to consider the cost of not saying something else.
So this is life advice, isn't it?
Huh?
This is life advice, something that's gonna stick for life.
Yeah. So you can't say, oh, read books, but then they're not a Christian, so they won't know how to pray. They won't know that they need to look up to God. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you need to think about. See, that's what I mean. It's a long.
Let's take your.
But I just
I have an answer, but it's leaning more so much because on the Christian side, so I'm like, damn. It's like a two-word thing, but to others, they'll be like, because okay, look, I'm like my advice to be like, stop worrying, right? But people be like, okay, stop worrying. What else am I because there's so much shit going on in the world, man, and people are dealing with so many kind of stuff, and you have bills, you have this, you have that, and then you go stop worrying. They'll be like, what am I supposed to hang on to if I'm not worrying? You get me? So I'm like, because me, I hang on to God, but everyone else, they'll look at me like, stupid ass nigga, what's wrong with you? You get me? Because they're too worried about tomorrow. They're worried about what they're gonna eat tonight, what kind of clothes they're gonna wear for the party in 5 months from now. You get me? And all these things are piling up. They're bringing stress. They're making pretty much their energy just drop, right? And they're living in this worrying stage constantly, every minute. They wake up the next morning, they're worried about, oh, my dress for prom. Prom is in 2 years. What are you worrying about today? You get me? So, I don't know, but a lot of people will not be able to understand it because I'm leaning more to God. But
What's the question?
it's a difficult. Yeah, it's a very difficult question.
What's the question?
The question is, if you could give one piece of advice to someone, what would it be? You need to consider the cost of not saying the other pieces of advice.
What?
If you could give one piece of advice, what would it be? But you need to understand or consider the cost of not saying something else. So this piece of advice has to be the most important. That's what I'm saying. It's a long question because deep in it. Now, obviously, if you're a Christian, it's an easy answer, but try answer it without mentioning God. Because that's a straightforward answer for if you're a Christian.
One piece of advice, but I can't say God.
Because let's say you're saying it to someone who doesn't believe in God. They'll just be like,
I'll still tell them God, didn't it? But and I know what you mean.
But they won't get it.
Okay, that's crazy.
I think I would say my motto, which is through tumultuous incidents and glorious intentions, acknowledge your faith. I'll change it because it's usually acknowledge God, but I'll twist it to acknowledge your faith. Define your sense.
But you can only have faith if you believe in something that's bigger than you.
What is faith?
That's the thing. That's why faith is belief.
I was actually thinking. To this day, I still don't have a piece of advice, bro.
I'll say this. You are the creator of your experience and reality. Now that can go to every single person. We are all creating everything we see, everything you experience from the moment you wake up, the moment you go to sleep. You have created each and every single moment of that day. So I just say you are the creator of that experience. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, if you don't like it, you can change that. You can change your mind, change your view, change if you ain't got no money, change, continue convince like bringing the idea of that you have the money.
Did you
You
just
know?
quote Napoleon Hill?
Nah, it's not. I've read so many books about this one. Even Napoleon here as well. But there's so many books like it's teaching about
Yeah.
subconscious mind.
Yeah, I
Like
hear that, yeah.
subconsciously. Subconscious was you grow up in different environments and different people putting so much stuff at you, and then you grow up, there's so much shit that just can get to you. Like failure, lack, limitations, all these things. And all this can be part of, the life that you live, because what we live and what we experience, like a portion of what's going on in your head. Like what's going on in your head? What's mostly clouding your mind? Is it bills? You experience bills. Is it not having food? You're gonna experience that constantly. It's not gonna change, unless you decide to think otherwise. So I'm like, you're just be responsible for your life pretty much, and just that'd be my advice.
What I would tell them, I feel like I could tell my kids this one day, like, overcome your situations on a daily basis. Don't worry about this and that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about things you cannot control, because at the end of the day, that's unnecessary energy being released. But focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can do to about now, because that's the only thing that's going to allow you to get to where you're trying to get to. Yeah, man.
I had another one. That's flying away.
Yeah, but for me personally, that's really all out. Even if I didn't believe in God myself, I would want someone to tell me that too. Like, if you can't control it, don't worry about it. Only focus on the things you can control, and just deal with life the way it is. Because at the end of the day, it's either you win or life wins. So you choose.
I was gonna say also, like, look at your failures, and instead of being sad, being all like demotivated and stuff like that, rejoice in them. Just look at them. Be happy that you had that experience, and then try to look back and see what the fuck you can do to better yourself. But so many people, they look back and they're always living in the past, constantly living in the past. So they're holding on to the old self, constantly holding on to the old self. When today you're this person, and this person should be way more different than the person that you was yesterday. But some people are always holding on to
don't let your failures be your setbacks.
Yeah, but they're also identifying with that. I made that mistake. Oh, this happened, and that becomes them. This moment so I'm like, look back on those things. Yeah, that happened to you. Rejoice in them. See what you can take. But today, be different. To be different. Don't even look at that. Don't identify with it. That was my second advice to them.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly adapt to what I just said. It's the same thing, but I just want to give an example just so, like, I'll probably give them an example just so they understand. But what I said, yeah, that's powerful. It's actually hit me as well. I'm not thinking about it, That's mad. But like,
I have another one. What the fuck?
Nah, you can. I could give an example and tell them, yo, there's a dependent and independent variable. Let's say this, right? Oh, the sun is too hot. That's something you can't control, right? So we need to deal with that. So then you think, okay, so what can I control? Oh, I could put sun cream. Okay. I could put the air conditioner on. Okay. I could stop wearing my jacket. So many things you can control to complete the result, to change the result, to alter the result even. Oh, I don't want to keep taking the bus to school. Okay. That's something you can control. Okay, let's do this. Go book a theory test. The duration of you, or the waiting period of you getting your theory test, that's something you can't control. But what can you control? Oh, I can control how much I know for my theory test, how much I prepare for my theory test. Okay. So you control that, you focus on that, and then you deal with the theory test when it comes. And then vice versa with everything else. The driving test, the finding a car to drive in. Okay, cool. Let's say you don't have a car to do testing. Okay, I can't control that because everyone seems to not be available. But what can I control? Well, like the reason I'm saying it's all about thinking about all the possibilities, because there is never no way out. There is always a way out. And it's about causing your brain to think about all the possibilities before you give up, because there's no reason for anyone to give up. The only reason people give up is because they're lazy. But there is always a way out. Always a way out. And if you think about that, if you deep that every single time you're stuck, you will never be you can never be in depression. Just because it may be hard, it may be difficult to find that way out. But there is just knowing there is a way out is enough for you to be like, I'm motivated to bring up my life. Okay, cool. I came from a poor family. I want to be a millionaire. I've done this, I've done that, I've started this business, 10 businesses. Okay, what's stopping you from starting the 11th one? What's stopping you from starting the 12th, a 13th, a 100th one? These are all possibilities. They're never ending. So it all comes down to how badly you want it. Because the only reason you won't make it is because you don't want to make it. Sheesh. That's bad.
I was also gonna say, like, you are not a victim to your surroundings or the world. You know, but you are most importantly responsible. You know, because a lot of people victimize themselves, man. Like I always say all the time, always victimizing themselves, always putting themselves in the weaker position because they want sympathy. But truly, you should be more responsible than just victimizing. Because when you victimize yourself, there's nothing good coming out of it. Other than contraction, weak, you become powerless and just weak to everyone else, and you just seeking sympathy at that point. So you're not a victim to your surroundings, to the world. You know, the world is what it is, man. There's so much shit going on out there. You can control that shit. Like you were saying, you can control that shit. But you can be responsible for what's going on for you. Like what can you do to avoid that, or to okay, you went through it, but what can you do now to get yourself back up and continue moving? But some people victimize themselves constantly. Okay, now you did me wrong. You did me like what the no one. Yeah, just forgive that person and keep it moving. You know, they did that. It's in their characters. They probably done that to more than you probably not the only person that done that thing to. But look at you dwelling so much about the fact that this person done this to you, and then you become that. You know, you hold that energy every single moment with you. So it's like don't victimize yourself. You're not a victim of anything, but you're responsible.
victimizing yourself is a way of procrastinating.
Very much.
Yeah, because
Very much.
think if you really think about it. Oh, I'm fat. Wait, can you not tell I'm fat? I can't run. I have no stamina. I'm struggling. And then your mom comes in. Oh, it's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm getting bullied for being fat. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You're beautiful the way you are. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, see.
Sympathy is
Mm.
a gateway for procrastination.
It's like a drug, you know. It's just a
Procrastination
drug.
is one of the, if it's the biggest drug. Attacks 98% of the population. That 2% that are up there, those are the ones that control the planet. Those are the ones that make all the peas you see online and be like, shit, man, I got to see it. Wow. Because they've known procrastination is a place that prison is a form of procrastination. Shit. Hey, I don't want to go too deep. Crap. I couldn't see it.
It's good. That's good.
That's mad, man. But yeah, sympathy. Yeah, it's all a form of procrastination.
Just victimize yourself, man. If you're watching this, don't stop. If you're one of them people who's always like, look at the situation of the world or how these people are being treated, and then you begin to victimize yourself with that stuff, then you're not doing yourself any good, and you're not doing anybody around you any good.
Oh, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to your parents, you're lying to your life. Deal with your situation, stop complaining about it.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever's going on out there, you can control what the fuck is going on out there, bro. This corona shit. No one can see them victimize themselves about corona, fam. But we're all responsible, ain't we? You know what I'm saying? The moment you leave your house, you're responsible about how the fuck you're going to be interacting with people. But some people are like, the government didn't. No, the government didn't.
So many people complain. Do you know how many people have become millionaires because of COVID? Do you know how many people have made peas because of COVID?
And the other thing that people have to think about is it's said a lot. Like, you can't control what's around you all the time, but you can control what's within you. You can control your emotions, your actions. You get me?
I feel like a lot of people mock that statement.
Just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. There's not
a lot of people mock that statement. Because a lot of people mock that statement because they don't always. A lot of people don't want to believe that. Oh, it's about what's in your mind. It's about what's in. A lot of people are like, that's gay. What are you talking about? Internal. Shut up. If my surroundings are gangster, I'm gonna be gangster. You know what I'm saying? If they're all doing drugs, I'm gonna be doing drugs. They don't know that. Whoa, your brain's actually inside your skull. It's not outside your skull. It's inside, meaning it's inside you. Your heart is inside you.
You're in full control.
You know another thing, right?
No girl is holding your heart.
With a lot of people, right? They love blaming their surroundings.
Blaming is another form of procrastination.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there'll be a lot of people that you see, like, obviously now going back to gym, stuff like that. Spoke to a lot of people. I was like, what's going on with you? Like, I'll be straight up with them, innit? Like, if they've got out of shape, I'll be like, oh, what's going on with you? Because before COVID, I was just there. Like, I was there trying to get to their stage. You get me? So you just be asking questions, and you'll be like, oh, COVID happened, and like, gyms were closed, stuff like that. Bro, I made the most of it. You know what I'm saying?
I got bigger in fucking COVID than I did when I was going to
even with a close injury, like proper bad injury, I can see that I'm ahead of a lot of people on my team. I can see that I'm ahead of a lot of people, even though I wasn't doing weight stuff, all the running and stuff like that. That's because you cannot say gyms were not open,
what are you going gym to do? Just to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? You can go do push-ups. You can go for runs, stuff like that. You can't take blame for someone else. It's like back in the day when you hand in your homework. Every student will come up with an excuse. Every student.
That's where it starts.
You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts. That's where it starts. That's actually where it starts. Oh, I couldn't. Sorry, miss. I couldn't. Oh, my pen ran out. Oh, I didn't have any paper in my house. Oh, I didn't have a printer. You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts. And then you start growing up. Oh, so Tatenda, where's your assignment? Oh, Tatenda, why do you look out of shape? Oh, like I messaged all the boys saying, oh, we should go for a run today. And all of them said no, so I just couldn't be bothered. You know what I'm saying?
Why did you cheat?
Oh, because I saw everyone else doing it, and I couldn't revise because I didn't want to miss out on this. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But fam, the way we're taking very long on these questions, I don't even know if this last one. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is, COVID was a blessing in disguise,
bruv. It's the biggest thing that could have happened in a way that when something looks so, I think that's what, obviously as Christians, this is where we shine. You see, when things look so left for the rest of the world. When everything looks
oh man. If you know
everything looks so upside down for everyone else.
If
we're like,
listen.
That's when you start climbing. You're like, bah.
Stephen Furtick, he was saying it was like a Sunday word. He was saying don't run from the storm, because your blessing could be hiding in the storm.
That's a beautiful idea.
That's hard, innit? So don't run from COVID. Don't be sleeping. Don't be lazing around in COVID. Don't be wishing that I want COVID to be over. Otherwise, you'll miss your shit.
You'll miss
because
your opportunity.
Them athletes that are sleeping right now, saying I'm ahead of all these other guys.
Hey, that's powerful.
This athlete who was behind is now working even harder because he doesn't need the gym. He doesn't need a coach. You know what I'm saying? This teacher, this dancer, this singer.
Hey, this is
bro.
You can actually start crying. Hey, look, how beautiful this is. This is crazy, man. It's not a chimney again. Wait, the last thing I want to say, because Tatenda is probably the biggest thing, like the biggest example I could give, since we all know.
Which Tatenda?
Boy. What I'm saying is, right, before, so from my understanding, before so we joined late in it. So he joined late for American football, training. He had, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are better than him. Yeah. COVID comes, right? He could have just said, COVID comes, so let me just not do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Grinding 4 times a week.
Dead. So we came back March, April, like early April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October now, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? 7 months. It took us to come back. He could have been chilling, getting fat. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. All these other mans, so let's call them the elite players, who are just, now they're like, dead, COVID, trash. He saw his opportunity and he took it. So if we want to revert it to now Christianity, God was like, hey, my son, don't worry about how good these are right now. You'll be above them after the season's over. So now, if you look at him now, compared to majority of the niggas now that are playing, he's elite. You know what I'm saying? God paused everyone else's journey so he can catch up. So he can beat them even.
Not only that, it's like, when it comes to God, it's like, it's just the realization that you just need the realization that you are probably better than all these people are bragging about their talents, bragging about their success. You know, you just
What's
need to
up?
come to the realization of it. But most people, obviously, before this COVID thing, fam, how many times I got gym, fam, and nothing was coming through. Fam, I still built the same, skinny. You know, no muscles, no chest, nothing. Then COVID came. Fam, what the fuck? You know, as soon as I wake up, I'm doing them press ups all day long. I'm just eating, stuffing myself, so I can get what I be. And then now I'm even more motivated to just keep on, you know, going to the gym than I was way before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was a blessing in disguise. But those who were just sleeping and complaining and no, I want to go out. You know, I'm just going clubbing. What the fuck?
The other
Shit.
thing that this is my last point before my next question, because wow, yeah. I said I think I said it to my cousin. I said that you can't, obviously it's a positive and negative. Because obviously some people lost their loved ones. And some people got COVID and survived it. Some people didn't. So obviously that there was positives and negatives for COVID. Obviously we thank God for the positives, and we just pray for the ones that lost their loved ones. But that's like COVID itself. Obviously now it's still going. Like you can't let it be a setback now. You can't be like, normalize. You're just gonna have to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna. It's eventually it's gonna be something that we live with. Like it's a normal flu. Eventually. But yeah, let me go to my last question. I don't know how long this one's gonna take.
You can't control when you die, but you can
Yeah,
control what you do today.
Yeah. Relax.
Hey, I just want to say that was powerful,
Relax.
because because he just mentioned about COVID and people dying and stuff, right? Like, we can all be scared about dying from COVID and all that, but at the end of the day, all that matters is what you're doing today. Like, you can't be afraid of death. That's something you can't control. But what can you control? What you do today, what you do right now. And it's like, that's what you should be focusing on. What you're doing right now. Don't focus on if you die tomorrow. Death is coming for all of us. So
Yeah,
do something with your life.
that was another question I was gonna ask, but I skipped it. It was, do you live for the future or do you live for now?
A lot of people live for the future, and that's sad.
You see,
But
let's leave it. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Let's not.
What you live for? That's a good question.
But my last question, obviously, if you want to answer that, and then we could do it after. But my last question is, how much freedom should people have? Absolute freedom can be dangerous. However, little freedom would then look like all our moves are dictated.
You see, me, I have two different types of freedoms, right? There's the freedom that everyone, almost 90% of the world is chasing, which is financial freedom. Right? Everyone's clouded that when they get this amount of money, their life becomes amazing.
Yeah.
Right. But for me, that comes second. That's like, yeah, okay, money. But me, I feel like true freedom is that peace with yourself. The true understanding, like you understanding your character, because when you understand yourself, like you avoid getting into situations that you know truly can ruin you. You'll be able to see them before they even manifest in front of you. You just know, like, hold on, that's not right. Because you understand yourself. So I've like true freedom is like that self-love, that self-appreciation, that self-importance and peace. Then when financial comes, that gives you that security of the world, now you don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry so much about where your money comes from, because your financials, they just keep piling up. But you have that freedom already, that that bliss, freedom, the financial is not adding anything to the bliss or taking anything away. Because if you lose it, if you rely so much on the financial, Now imagine losing that shit, bro, and you rely so much on the freedom of the financials. You're gonna be ruined. You're gonna be eaten up. You're gonna feel like everything is just, this is it. It's over. I'm done. I'm not happy. I'm sad. I'm fucked. This is it. I'm dead. But you're dead mentally. You're dead emotionally. Everything for you is done. But if you build this like peace, internal peace, blah blah blah, then you can take off the external. When the external comes, it's not taking anything away from you, by just becoming a tool that you just utilize and just navigate with the world and just do that easily. So that's my tool freedom thing, and that's my answer to it.
I think my statement to that is that people do not actually know what they want. That's a big thing. People don't actually know what they want. People know what they want because of someone else's haves. Oh, I know I want this because I've seen the review with that guy. Or I know what I want my life to be like. Or I know what the type of guy I want. How did you know about that guy? Well, oh, I saw a movie and this guy was, what, a movie? Oh, I want this type of lifestyle. Where did you see this lifestyle? Oh man, this rapper Tiger be living this lifestyle. Rapper? So no one actually knows what they want, which is why freedom, it's a very subjective definition. Like it's got so many meanings. Someone could be at freedom in prison.
That's true. It's all about mental.
Someone could have freedom in prison. Someone could have freedom in where? Like freedom
as deep as it is, someone's freedom could be just taking their own life.
True, because they're getting away from the worldly things that have been contracting them down, and or the kind of, maybe they might not be trying to, maybe the answer to find out the solution to their problems is nowhere to be found. They've been trying their best and nothing pops up.
Try hard enough.
But they didn't try hard enough. Yeah, we can say that whatever, but like you never really know people's situation.
I never know. But like I said, there's always a way.
There's always a solution. There's always a way. Always a way. But some
the only reason I could say is suicide happens. They get tired for looking for the way out.
Exactly. So the freedom now, they look freedom from afterlife. Like, okay, now I just rest. This is it. I'm done. No one's gonna be bothering me. No one's gonna be coming and bullying me. No one's gonna be laughing and judging me. Da. So they take, even it's deep, and you would wish that someone or something could happen to them that could take them out of that mindset, come up with solutions. It's just the way things go.
For my statement about freedom, it's that it can't be money.
Nope.
Because I've only realized the more money you have, the more responsibilities you have. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hey, the more responsibilities you be like, what? When did I start paying for this? Oh, why do I have to pay? You have to pay for Wi-Fi, bro. So what?
Not even that. And the TV, and what's it called? The TV license.
TV license. You have to pay for water. Water? What? And the responsibility is there, and it's strong. It's like, oh. So I could actually say, the more money you have, the more trapped you are. But where freedom comes is the understanding of knowing your responsibilities and how to deal with it. That's where freedom then comes in terms of finances, right?
And then how best can you navigate all the finances you've acquired to best your situation others, which brings peace, even more peace to you as well.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like when you start using your money responsibly, when you take responsibility, that's when freedom starts to appear. You're like, oh, that's how it works. So I don't just make money for me. I make money to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it clicks. You're like, oh crap. So I helped all them people, and I thought I didn't have nothing, but all of a sudden, it will just drop back on me.
No, like money for you is sad. It's really sad, fam.
Like
it's that
simple. Like,
I was gonna say, I wish this world or the way the systems are. I know this is very controlling, but if there was a way we could allow freedom in stages, like in school, like how we have stages in school, primary, high school, university, as in Craig said, because having that freedom within yourself, and then freedom with money, freedom with going out, freedom, bit by bit. I feel as if many people would become so powerful. The way they think, the way they act. It wouldn't just be because it's a trend. It wouldn't just be because that's what everyone else is doing. Yeah, having stages of freedom or learning
experience it.
Yeah, it would change everything. So to say, I agree with the question that we should limit freedom and understand what freedom is and what aspects of life have freedom, and then work sub-zero, 0, 1, 2, 3, and just become more I forgot the word, more ingrained in the whole thing, that we ultimately reach that freedom. Because as we all know, once you attract one thing, next thing comes. You get stronger. Oh, I get bigger. Oh, I make £1. Oh, I make £2, £3, £4. It just builds. It builds, and it's a lovely, lovely thing.
Yeah, I see
not
exactly
only
what
that,
you're
yeah.
saying.
Not only that, yeah. I also feel like people have disqualified the most important key aspect of freedom. Because as kids, as soon as you go to school, what the fuck are you being told? As soon as you start going to school, get that degree, get that job, get that money. Right? That's all that's been just filled in your mind, nothing else. They're putting the third and second thing as the first thing to deal with. And so they're skipping the first key point of true freedom, because the first key point is what's really gonna make everything else that follows feel like freedom to you. Otherwise, you just feel like work, you feel like a job, you feel like a responsibility that you don't even want to have, but you have no choice but to just have it. You won't even take any redress in it. So it's like, and then that responsibility comes.
Danny, you got any more questions, or should we end it? You got any more questions, or should we end it?
Nah,
you can end it if
well, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. I think this has been incredible.
Hold on. What's the first question you asked?
Should you live for the future or live for the
No.
That was another question.
First question.
The cheating.
Why the cheating?
Is it a man's fault for cheating?
Yeah. So what question is that? Of course it's his fault.
Okay, hold on. I want you to kind of break it down so we can, instead of just giving a straight up answer, we can kind of work through the information.
We don't want to give any nigga new thought processes.
Okay, so in a sense of
I just remembered.
Alright, so in a sense of so like I said, man them, our brains, the way they function, yeah. Action doesn't come quickly, but the way we just think, the way we just move, you know what I'm saying? Like you might see a sweet one, blah blah blah. You're not gonna beat her there. Obviously, there's some man that would just say, "Oh, I want to beat," blah blah blah. But then there's some man that would just look at Bunda and carry on with their day. But I'm saying you could see a strong relationship. Being loyal is the choice, yeah. But loyalty can be tested sometimes, and tested to an extent that you might fail. So a reason why I'm saying is it a man's fault for cheating? Obviously, personally, if I cheat, I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. But in other situations, yeah, I believe that there's some chicks that are deceiving, like they're baiting. This might sound bad, but they're selling their body. They're selling their body to you. You know what I'm saying? They move like that. That then causes you to do an action that in the moment you're just there, and then obviously it will then flash back. It will then flashbacks it's like, oh crap, what did I just do? But as man them, we'll be like, oh, she's sweet, she got bunda, oh, it won't hurt. You do it right there, boom, boom, boom.
So it wouldn't hurt.
Then it will then come back to you. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking. Obviously, it's a stupid question, but I just wanted to know, like, what you mans think. Obviously, it's a stupid question, but I just don't know how you mans answer it.
Yeah, there are
Me,
levels.
I would say I say we're responsible. I don't want to say that it's our fault, because as guys, man, we're just vulnerable to girls, man. Like when it comes to like seeing a really attractive girl, like instinctively, the what comes to our mind is what the you want to just move. You want to just move, like holding yourself back here. Holding yourself back, it's like putting a leash on your own neck, and you're holding. And you're trying to move forward, and you're pulling yourself back, and it's stressing. Obviously, you can do that for some time. For some time, you can manage to pull yourself back, but it will get to a point where you might. Most of it's the same girl that you. Mostly it's the same girl that always tempting you. Fam,
I think it's also one thing to remember that your girl is not the only beautiful woman in the world, and that's where it gets trippy. It's like my girl is everything. My girl, I love her. She's so beautiful. She's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds.
And then you see something
disrespectful as it might sound. It's the truth.
You see the most average thing you'll probably be with. You never know.
Bro, it's the truth. I've said this before. It's emotions that validate a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So your chick is sweet and all. She's nice, whatever. Few years down the line, you'll just see something. You'll just see something, and it will just hit you. Especially as a man, it will just hit you. Maybe she's wearing an outfit that that you're vulnerable to. Maybe everything's just sweet and stuff like that. Cool, your loyalty's there, but I don't know how to word it, but that it was just like a warm-up question before our podcast. But
but there's something also like that comes into that, and it's like when in the podcast, I say like wherever you date, you can never like find the perfect person, like the person with pretty much everything you're looking for. And it also comes this as well, like you might meet someone, like your girl has these aspects and things, and you're like, you love them, right? You love them. But then someone comes, and then they have things that you like that your girl doesn't have. And they are attractive, and you're like, oh my, it like arouses something in you. Like, whoa, shit. You're like, oh shit.
So
But you love when you go. Huh? Go on.
So we could say that your goal. So the reason why a lot of people go into different relationships over and over and over again is the fact that every time they connect with that person has much of what they're looking for. As much as they're looking for. So let's say specs.
At the moment, let's say at the moment.
Features.
At the
Okay,
moment.
let's
at
call
the moment.
it features. Obviously, they're not objects, but I'm gonna call it features because to
Sucks.
allow
They just
for us to understand, innit? Yeah. So they've got the most features or the most aspects that you want in a thing. Yeah. Your next girl or the next girl you see, she's got more than the previous. You see that? So there's never gonna be a girl that has all the specs you want.
That's what I'm saying.
But there is always going to be a girl that
comes
has
down
one
to-
more spec.
On
that
top
you're
of
looking
that,
for.
Girl,
also
and the loyalties that you have to that girl. That's what it comes down to.
also on top of that, it's like as guys, I feel like we're always changing our interests, you know.
That's
Oh, yeah.
the
Always,
thing.
always,
That's the
like,
thing, man.
like we're always changing.
Yeah,
like
social
one
media
day,
changes it for us, bastards.
no, don't blame anyone. You
Yeah,
don't
social
blame anyone.
media, social media. Fam, you're telling me you don't like
Blame
Bunda because of social media now?
Hey, don't do that. But I'm saying, like, you know, our interests always change. Like today, I feel like I want this kind of girl. Now I will see it and listen the exact kind of girl that I want. But then tomorrow it's a whole different interest, and I'm like, yo, but so it's like when you get in a relationship and you're dating this girl, for that moment when you met her, she was exactly what you were looking for. 2 years in, you've learned, you've seen it, but now it's getting boring. You have other things that you want to explore. You're like, Then whenever that one thing pops in, bro, the temptation of it to just, the high. That's what
You could say the best thing to do. The best thing to do is have 6 wives.
Every single one of them, they have a different aspect.
Yeah, different aspect, different religion, different ethnicity. Then you can never be bored. Now the thing is, that's actually done up because even with 6 wives, you still get bored. There's still be another thing that you see outside.
There's always more, man. Like there's always
the thing. That's the
there's
thing.
always more.
They ever
always.
I got a question. Do you think it's power? What? Do you think we're capable of conveying the power of no? Do you think we're capable of harnessing the power of being satisfied with one thing? Truly.
Yes.
I think it's car, possible. Whether it be house.
You know why? If you
everything in life.
If you take away yourself from always trying to please your own flesh, like that, this little desire that you always have all the time. If you just slip away from that, I feel like you'll be satisfied with whatever comes to you.
It's the same with lifestyle. It's the same with lifestyle. The fact that a lot of people want better lifestyle because they've seen it on somewhere else. But
don't look cool. Don't look cool to others.
Even phones, right? iPhone 11 Pro I've got, yeah. Oh yeah, iPhone 11 Pro. I saw a live iPhone 12 Pro. I was like, iPhone 12 Pro. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you gotta think.
I do not need it. My phone has more than enough features. I do not need it.
Oh, look. This what you're saying right now. Everyone's probably saying it, but as soon as it comes out and everyone else has it, you're like,
you'll be jumping on it.
Yeah, I want to have it now. I want to have it because everyone's be like, oh, you have the iPhone 11. Look at you have the 12, and you're like, you wanna fit in, you wanna be part of the movement. So it's like
the thing I was gonna say is
why do you think Apple makes so much money?
Huh?
That's why Apple makes so much money.
Yeah. Now they're just dropping balls. They know niggas are gonna buy. They know the power. They don't have to do anything. Literally, we're marketing for them.
They're selling a phone with no charger, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? People are still gonna buy it, bro. You think I wouldn't buy it? I'll buy it.
Fam, we talk even about social
There you
media,
go.
right? These are like literally products. And someone created Facebook because they want to make money from it. So as we speak about it, we're actually marketing for them as well. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter how you speak about it. As soon as you open your mouth and say Instagram is fucked up, it doesn't matter. Niggas gonna listen to Instagram. Must I? Let me go check it out. They go on it.
They're not coming on bunda.
They
So
go-
now the niggas trapped on
Oh, who's
Instagram.
that? Who's that? Oh, send me.
They go on it.
Now the niggas stuck on Instagram.
Not only that, they realize how many people they get to know. They realize how many people get to like their pictures and see them. They're like, oh, I can't believe them niggas chatting so much shit about Instagram. What's wrong with them? So it's like we're always marketing these products, but then it's like
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
like they go us in our mouth like this one. Like this should just
100%.
was there.
Well,
man.
going back to could you ever be? What was it? Could you harness the power of being satisfied?
The one thing.
I would say it's difficult. In a world like this, is difficult because you can never be satisfied with money, because to live you need money. You need to buy food. You need to pay for a membership. You need to pay for your fuel. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need more money. So it's gonna be hard to be satisfied right there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
You can be okay. I think the best way to understand this is remove social media from the equation. Remove it. No, think about it. Remove it from the equation and see how satisfied you become. Because there is no one pushing you. Oh, iPhone 11. There's no brand new Lamborghini. Oh, brand new mansion. Brand new.
There you
There's
go.
none of that.
There you go.
You've bought your house. Yeah. You've bought your beautiful home. You have your beautiful wife. Yeah. The other thing. Remember the other thing is Instagram. Instagram is the other thing that makes you want to cheat. You seeing that bunda. You seeing this and seeing that.
Yeah.
And then now you're going born. Now you're busting and like, how can I just? That's when you start thinking. Remember that, Craig, when you're talking about how is it someone can just be with one pum, one girl, one body for the rest of their life, dead because of advertisement. Instagram advertises porn. Porn advertises
everywhere you
porn.
go, man.
The Cardi
The
B
more you
effect.
see it, the more you want it.
Yeah, the Cardi B effect, isn't it?
The more you see it, the more you want it. So I could say the best way to find freedom is to remove yourself from the world. Yeah. And live, really live. Have you seen the people that live in Atlanta? Is it Atlanta?
Atlantic.
Bro, we don't know much about those people, but those people live life, you know.
They're happy. They've had some of the happiest humans on earth.
They live life. There's no what type of house can I buy on this? What can I? Everything's pure. They live in huts and I'm chatting. I don't know much about what it was, but from the movies I've watched here, obviously I know movies aren't the best, reference, but from my understanding of movies, they make it seem like Atlantic is such a beautiful place to live because of how little social media and even the internet is. It's little over. It's not like something that like first world countries where internet is everywhere. Atlantic is very.
That's why you see like, obviously you don't see it a lot, but I was watching some documentary. Some guy, like he almost died doing it, but he went to visit like some tribe on like some island, and like everyone there, like I don't know how he like translated the language or whatever, but you could just see that these people are satisfied.
Purity.
You could just see because they don't have internet around them. All they have, like, that's if you want to know real communication, go to a tribe. You know what I'm saying? Go to a tribe because they teach each other a language that doesn't even exist. That it's not even in the books. Like people had to call it tribal language because it's not even an actual language. Like, oh, it's crazy.
But
Also,
not only that,
don't go visit them. They might kill you.
Those people can literally tell you how an animal is moving. What's the next move? Like they can literally plot how the animal is thinking just by looking at them. Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
I want to go and experience it live, but obviously most tribes are dangerous. They'll just kill you if you don't look safe. But
Yeah, but no, because they don't rate outsiders.
Mm.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. If you're not part of the family, if you're not part of the internal, like, company, let's call it like the internal company, anyone that's outside, we don't want you here because you're going to disrupt what's already been built here. You're going to disrupt the strategy. You're going to disrupt the structure that's been built here. Social media is an outsider. It disrupts what's happening.
It has disrupted a lot.
It disrupted a lot of things because a lot of people are bringing something that's from the outside inside to the family. It's supposed to be on the outside. Social media is not supposed to be in your marriage. It's not supposed to be in your relationship with your children. It's not supposed to be in. It stays on the outside. You deal with your family internally, not with social media, not with the internet, not with other people and their opinions. You deal with. That's why even marriage, right? With marriage, you don't bring your family into it because they're external. They're out there.
I agree.
In marriage, you keep it between you. You married the woman. The woman didn't marry you and your family. She married you and you married the woman. So everything is kept between you two. Internally, one opinion, one sound, one voice. That's it.
Period.
You know how fucked up the world is because now there's so many voices, so many people speaking, so many people with opinions.
And more people are seeking for the voices, or they're seeking for the voice of this person, that person, and that person. It's like, stop.
Too many voices confused. That's why we've only got one. That's why there's one prime minister. That's why there's one president. That's why there's only one, and he's got assistants and stuff. Yeah.
So there's
only one. There's no two presidents.
Confuses.
There's no two kings. No, one. Because one voice makes sense rather than 100 voices speaking at the same time. Imagine if we had 100 people on the Zoom call right now. Imagine the confusion. Imagine the confusion. That's exactly what's happening on social media. Think about it. So now think about this. Social media runs the world, right? Yeah. How confused is social media? Out of 100%, how confused is social media?
Are you talking about the people using it?
No. I'm saying
itself.
Out of 100%, how confused is social media?
100% confused.
100% confused. So because social media controls the world and it's 100% confused, what does that do to the world?
Makes it confused.
That's it. That is it.
It's mad.
All right, I'm ending.
This was an amazing podcast. What was, man? Fuck.
Thank you to everybody who was tuned in today. We hope you enjoyed the podcast from Boys to Men. Let us know in the comments, like if you're new, if you like it, and subscribe if you're new. Of course, thank you to Tender for the questions, and thank you for all joining. Yeah, once again, I'm Jared, our host. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Share with your friends because these get better and better. But yeah, thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yo, that's beautiful, man. I love it.
Well done, everybody. I need the bass shot.
That was amazing, man. That was amazing.
That was beautiful.
I don't know.
You see how just 4 people came up with.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like a man just connecting, fam. It's like a man just connecting, just little second, just That's beautiful, man.
Well done.